This is every Allied amphibious assault vehicle of the Second World War, from unarmored tracked cargo carriers to swimming tanks, amphibious trucks, and specialized fire support platforms, including both mass-produced workhorses and limited experimental designs. In total, this catalog covers more than 24 distinct vehicle types. Some represented effective and adaptable engineering solutions, while others reflected technological limits, rushed development, or battlefield conditions that exposed critical weaknesses. Tracked amphibious assault transports. The landing vehicle tracked Mark I LVT-1 Alligator was the first operational Allied tracked amphibious assault vehicle. Its mission was to transport cargo and personnel across reefs and shallow beaches where landing craft could not operate. The design used large buoyant tracks for propulsion in water and movement on sand. Extensive Pacific use revealed its vulnerability due to complete lack of armor and armament. The landing vehicle tracked Mark II LVT-2 Water Buffalo was an improved troop and cargo carrier powered by a modified light tank engine. Its role expanded to include sustained logistical support during amphibious operations. Stronger suspension and increased reliability made it suitable for prolonged campaigns. Protection remained minimal, limiting survivability during initial assaults. The landing vehicle tracked Mark III LVT-3 Bushmaster was redesigned with twin engines mounted forward to create a rear cargo compartment. Its mission focused on rapid troop unloading directly onto beaches. The configuration improved internal space and balance. Mechanical complexity and limited production reduced its operational impact. The landing vehicle tracked Mark IV LVT-4 Water Buffalo introduced a rear loading ramp, greatly improving infantry disembarkation speed. It became the standard Allied amphibious troop carrier in the Pacific. Operational use demonstrated high versatility across varied terrain. Light armor and exposure to heavy weapons remained persistent limitations. The landing vehicle tracked Mark VI LVT-6 represented late war refinements to the LVT concept. Its role emphasized improved troop transport and durability. Incremental mechanical improvements enhanced reliability. The design saw limited deployment before the war ended. Armored amphibious fire support vehicles. These vehicles were designed to accompany troop carriers and suppress enemy defenses during landings. The landing vehicle tracked armored Mark I LVT A-1 mounted a turreted 37mm cannon for direct fire support. Its role was to engage pillboxes and light fortifications during the assault phase. Armor protection resisted small arms fire but not anti-tank weapons. Combat experience showed limited effectiveness against prepared defenses. The landing vehicle tracked armored Mark IV LVT A-4 replaced the cannon with a 75mm howitzer optimized for high explosive fire. It provided close fire support during major Pacific landings. The vehicle delivered substantial firepower at short range. Low speed and thin armor resulted in heavy losses once ashore. The landing vehicle tracked armored Mark V LVT A-5 incorporated improved turret systems and stabilization. Its mission remained focused on amphibious fire support. Deployment occurred late in the war in small numbers. Post-war developments quickly superseded its design. Wheeled amphibious assault and logistics vehicles. This category includes wheeled vehicles bridging maritime and land logistics. The DUKW amphibious truck, commonly called the DUK, served as a cargo and troop transport between ships and beaches. It featured a watertight hull, propeller, and six-wheel drive. DUKW supported operations in Normandy, Italy, and the Pacific. Vulnerability to rough seas and enemy fire limited survivability during initial assaults. The Ford GPA amphibious Jeep was intended as a lightweight reconnaissance and utility vehicle. Its role mirrored the standard Jeep but included water crossings. Poor handling in rough water and limited payload reduced effectiveness. Most units were withdrawn from frontline use. The Willys MC Seep was an experimental amphibious Jeep developed late in the war. It aimed to correct deficiencies of the GPA with improved water handling. Production was limited and the vehicle saw no combat use. Development ended with the conclusion of hostilities. Amphibious armored fighting vehicles. These vehicles were tanks modified to operate in water during assault landings. The Valentine duplex drive DD was a British infantry tank adapted for amphibious operations. Its mission was to provide armoured fire support immediately upon landing. A collapsible flotation screen and propellers enabled water movement. Limited speed and vulnerability to waves restricted effective deployment. The Sherman duplex drive DD was the most widely used Allied amphibious tank. Its role was to swim from landing craft to shore under its own power. Canvas flotation screens and rear propellers enabled water operation. Heavy losses occurred on D-Day due to sea conditions and enemy fire. The Sherman DD Mark III incorporated improved flotation control and mechanical refinements. It was primarily used during controlled river crossings rather than open sea assaults. Operational use demonstrated improved reliability under calmer conditions. Sensitivity to water state remained a critical limitation. The Ram duplex drive was a Canadian-developed amphibious conversion of the Ram tank. Its role was evaluated for potential assault use. Stability issues and redundancy with Sherman DD tanks halted further development. The vehicle never entered combat service. British and Commonwealth amphibious transports. This section covers amphibious vehicles developed or modified for British and Commonwealth forces. The Terrapin Marker light amphibian transport was designed for supply transport across flooded terrain and rivers. Its role emphasized logistics rather than direct assault. The vehicle featured a low profile and simple mechanical systems. Limited payload and production delays restricted operational impact. The Terrapin Mark II improved upon the original design with greater load capacity. It was intended for use in Northwest Europe. Only small numbers were produced before the end of the war. Deployment remained limited to specialized roles. The Buffalo Mark IV was the British designation for the American-built LVT-4. It served as the primary amphibious transport during the Rhine crossings. British modifications included additional armor and equipment. Operational success validated the LVT design in European conditions. Soviet amphibious assault and reconnaissance vehicles. Although primarily focused on river operations, these vehicles contributed to Allied amphibious capability. The T-37R amphibious tank was an early Soviet light amphibious vehicle used for reconnaissance. Its mission included river crossings and limited assault support. Thin armor and light armament restricted combat effectiveness. The design predated large-scale beach assault doctrine. The T-38 amphibious tank improved reliability and mobility over the T-37A. It continued to serve primarily in reconnaissance roles. Operational use was limited to inland waterways. Vulnerability to enemy fire curtailed effectiveness. The T-40 amphibious light tank introduced heavier armament and improved armor. It retained amphibious capability for river operations. Production ended early as priorities shifted toward conventional armor. Combat use was limited and short-lived. Specialized and support amphibious variants. These vehicles fulfilled niche roles during amphibious operations. The landing vehicle tracked command variants were adapted for battlefield coordination during landings. Their role emphasized communication and command control. Additional radio equipment increased operational value. Limited numbers reflected specialized use. The landing vehicle tracked recovery variants were designed to recover disabled vehicles from beaches and shallow water. Their mission supported sustained amphibious operations. Modifications included winches and reinforced structures. Production remained limited due to narrow application. This concludes the complete catalogue of every Allied amphibious assault vehicle in World War II. From tracked troop carriers and armoured fire support platforms to amphibious trucks, tanks, and experimental designs, each system reflected the industrial capacity and operational urgency of its time. Together, these vehicles formed the mechanical foundation of Allied amphibious warfare, enabling large-scale landings across oceans, rivers, and flooded terrain. Their combined service illustrates how engineering adaptation, production constraints, and battlefield necessity shaped the outcome of amphibious operations during the global conflict.